A tremendous relief when everybody gathered and all of a sudden the smiles broke out and they said, we highly recommend that you seek FDA approval for emergency use authorization.
On November 5th, 2020, the United Kingdom went into lockdown. They were trying to control a spike in COVID-19 cases. And if you look at the chart of cases, it seemed to work. But despite having the same lockdown measures, infections in Kent, an area outside of London, were still rising. In early December, the overall drop in cases led the country to relax restrictions anyway. And then, this happened. It wasn't until around this time that researchers realized that somewhere in Kent, the virus itself had changed. It was a new variant. It was more contagious, and it was spreading. By the time scientists gave it a name, it had spread to most of Southeast England. 2 months later, it was in 30 other countries. 5 months later, it was the most common form of the virus found in the United States. Lately, more and more variants are emerging in various places around the world. So, why are they showing up now? And what does this mean for the pandemic?
This is a watershed moment that will pay dividends for not only a circumstance where we might encounter another novel pathogen in the future, but even now for the typical sorts of vaccines that we're working on. I mean, all of the COVID-19 work was going on while still in the background. We're still developing vaccines for other important pathogens. You know, I've told my team that at first, we were inspired by hope, and now we're inspired by reality. If you bring critical science together, talented team members together, government, academia, industry, public health officials, you can achieve what was previously the unachievable. And I think the one thing that I hadn't fully come to appreciate until I received the vaccine myself is the sense of profound relief. I and my wife have felt like we've been living on borrowed time. As bad as it might be for us because we're older, our biggest concern was our.
There is no indication yet if it's deadlier than the other variants. But experts are already worried about it, because this variant could trigger the next wave of cases worldwide. Reports say around 200 cases of the Delta Plus variant have been detected across the world. The variant has been found in at least 9 countries. This includes the United Kingdom, Portugal, Switzerland, Poland, Japan, Nepal, China, and Russia. In India alone, 30 cases of the Delta Plus have been detected.
But even if SARS-CoV-2 doesn't get to that point, as long as the pandemic continues, and as long as the virus continues to spread, it will continue to make copies of itself. So, if we want to stop the variants, we need to stop the virus.